it's Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers, as always, talking about the NFL draft happening next month, April 23rd to 25th. I think that's the exact same time that it's going to happen. Anyways, 49ers, they have the 31st overall pick in this year's draft. And then after that, they essentially have no draft picks because after that 31st pick, they have a 5th round pick and then another 5th round pick, a 6th and a 7th. There's not really a lot of draft picks to work with. The 3rd and 4th rounders, we gave it to Emmanuel Sanders when we traded him from the Denver Broncos. Hopefully he definitely decides to stay in San Francisco because that was a pretty big investment to have him come to San Francisco, help us make it to a Super Bowl appearance. Hopefully they can get him to a contract where he can stay for another year or two because he's a very important part into the wide receiving core. Anyways, going to be talking about this. What should they do with the 31st pick overall? Should they trade up, keep that pick, draft maybe a cornerback, or trade down to get some more assets? Going to be talking about that. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share the channel, share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. Let's get this started. 49ers NFL draft, 31st pick overall. What should the 49ers do with it? Okay, time to talk about the 49ers NFL draft, my favorite time of the year where we get to draft really good college players and hopefully they can pan out in the NFL, which John Lynch, since 2017, he's had a lot of great draft picks, but a lot of bad ones as well. Let's talk about some big highs. Definitely in 2019, it was pretty much a big hit when you look at Dre Greenlaw in the 6th round, low draft pick. When you look at the middle round, like Mitch Wishnowsky, a puncher, which everybody was questioning why he would do that. I couldn't question John Lynch because he knows more football than us. Really good puncher so far for us. Deebo Samuel, Nick Bosa, high draft picks for us in 2019. Very effective ones. You look at that 2019 draft class from their impact of our Super Bowl run, they definitely deserve like an A+ essentially. 2018, big success as well. You got Mike McGlinchey, Fred Warner. Those guys, they have been big successes. 2017, his first draft, a big hit and miss. A big miss definitely when you have a disappointing Solomon Thomas, which I thought he was going to be a great pass rusher, but turns out he's just a role player, which is kind of disappointing for the 3rd pick overall. Look at Reuben Foster, very talented. John Lynch took a big chance on him with his off-the-field issues and didn't really work out because he had even more off-the-field issues. He got cut by the 49ers the next year, which was very disappointing. Lynch overall, he's had a pretty good track record of drafting players from either the 1st round all the way to the 7th round, also getting undrafted free agents, so he knows the flow on how to pick players, and he used to be a player, Hall of Fame player himself. He really knows how to get these players, draft them, and develop them from Kyle Shanahan and company. I'm not too concerned about Lynch and what he does in this draft, but looking at it this year in particular, it's going to be a little bit different because we don't really need a lot of help, to be honest with you. You look at the roster from top to bottom, from the quarterback position all the way to the defense, it looks really stacked for the most part. I mean, the only need that everyone, including myself, can agree on is definitely the defensive back position. There's a lot of futures, a lot of questioning on what's going on there. Is Jimmy Ward staying? Is Richard Sherman the elite cornerback that he used to be? Because the Super Bowl, I know it's one game, but it did not look really good when he got beat by Sammy Watkins a couple of times. Anyways, looking at it, they don't really have as many needs as previous years. They already have a stocked roster. A sensible thing would be to trade down and get some more assets because, as I said earlier in the video, they only have about a couple of draft picks, a handful of them, before they can't draft into the 5th round. Trading down would not be a bad option at all. Trading up, that's almost never an option in this year's draft in particular because one, they don't have any assets in terms of draft picks unless they want to trade the 2021 picks, which I don't really recommend too much. The roster looking pretty good. You don't really need to get that elite college player like usual, like Nick Bosa and company because of the rosters. I'm looking at it. Trading up is definitely not an option. Keeping the 31st pick overall, I think that could be a big option as well. You look at the top prospects, it looks like a wide receiver draft heavy class, also defensive back. There's some pretty good ones coming out as well. I got to look at the prospects in particular, but hearing all the news, hearing just everything going on with the rumbles in terms of the positions, I think it could be a big option to draft somebody with the 31st overall pick, particularly a cornerback. It's going to be a pretty interesting one. For me, if I'm looking at everything, if I'm looking at the roster, looking at the team's future, I would definitely trade down as much as possible to get as much assets as much as possible with the 31st overall pick. You probably won't get as much as per se like the number 1 and number 2 overall pick, but just being able to have 2nd, 3rd, 4th rounder picks potentially if you trade down, I think that'd be a beneficial thing for the 49ers in particular to get more college players, to get people into the draft, into the 49ers, because to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of free agency. I know we got a couple of hits, but we also had a lot of misses as well. I'm a big fan of the draft. Lynch has a really good track record of drafting players in low draft picks. If I'm him, I would definitely use my 31st pick and trade down with other teams, potentially if anybody wants to come back into the first round and get somebody late in the first round, see what they can get with it. If I'm John Lynch, I would definitely trade down as much as possible and get some more assets for 2020 and also 2021 potentially. That's pretty much it, you guys. A pretty short video, I would say, but looking at the options in conclusion, trading up, not an option at all unless they want to give up 2021 picks or even players, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Keeping the 31st overall pick, that'd be a second option to me. If they feel like their team is ready to go, if they feel like they don't need to draft anymore in 2020, you can definitely get somebody with the 31st overall pick. For me, and probably everyone in San Francisco, you guys are willing with the idea of trading down in order to get some more assets in this year's draft, whether it's second, third, or fourth rounder picks, or even more fifth rounder picks if you want to. As I said, Lynch, he has a really good track record of drafting players with low draft picks, and if he can get anything, then I think he can hit home with all these draft picks. I'm going to end the video right here. Please let me know what you guys think the 49ers should do with the draft pick of 31st overall. I'd like to hear what you got to say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up probably tomorrow on a Wednesday. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. Hot boys.